Beneath the lush jungles of Central America, swallowed by roots and vines, lie the ghostly remains of one of the most mysterious civilizations ever to exist, the ancient Maya. Towering pyramids rise above the canopy like forgotten watchtowers, carved with glyphs that whisper secrets from another world. For centuries, they ruled vast cities of stone, mapped the stars with precision that rivals modern astronomy, and left behind a calendar so complex it baffled scientists for generations. And then, they vanished. Or did they? The story of the Maya isn't one of simple disappearance. It is a haunting mystery of power, prophecy, and survival. It's a civilization that reached extraordinary heights, then crumbled under the weight of its own brilliance. But the truth of what really happened to them lies not in myth or prophecy. It lies in the evidence hidden deep within the earth, waiting to be uncovered. Thousands of years ago, long before Columbus ever sailed, the Maya thrived across what is now southern Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. Their cities were architectural marvels. Tikal, Palenque, Copon, Chichen Itzá, names that still echo with wonder. The Maya built cities of limestone and light, their temples aligned with the stars. They were mathematicians, engineers, astronomers, and poets. They tracked Venus like a lover and timed their wars to the movement of the heavens. To the outside world, they seemed almost supernatural, a people who could predict eclipses centuries ahead, who built pyramids that aligned perfectly with the solstice sun. But beneath the beauty of their civilization was a world both mesmerizing and brutal. In the shadow of the pyramids, rituals were performed that made even Spanish conquerors shudder centuries later. The beating hearts of captives were offered to the gods, blood spilled across stone altars to ensure the sun would rise again. To the Maya, sacrifice wasn't cruelty, it was cosmic necessity. The gods demanded balance. Life fed life, and in their eyes, the fate of the world hung in the exchange. But the real mystery of the Maya lies not in their rituals, but in their downfall. Around the 9th century, their great cities, once teeming with tens of thousands, fell silent. Temples were abandoned, rulers vanished, and the jungle reclaimed their glory. It's as if the entire civilization simply dissolved into the mist. For centuries, explorers and scholars puzzled over their disappearance. Some blamed war, others spoke of plague, drought, or rebellion. And then there were those who turned to darker explanations, prophecies of doom, curses, even cosmic alignments that foretold the end of the world. But the truth, as always, is more complex and far more human. Archaeologists digging through the remains of ancient cities began to uncover a pattern. Beneath the temples lay layers of burnt homes, broken pottery, and abandoned fields. The once mighty kings had lost their divine authority. The common people, the farmers, the builders, the backbone of Maya society, had simply walked away. What caused this rebellion of silence? The answer may lie in the very genius that made the Maya so advanced. Their entire civilization was built on their relationship with the land. They carved terraces, dug canals, and transformed dense jungles into fertile fields. But their population grew faster than the earth could sustain. As forests were cleared and crops expanded, the soil began to fail. Without trees, rain patterns shifted. Rivers dried. Drought set in. The people turned to the gods for help. But when the rains refused to fall, faith cracked like dry earth. Cities that had once been united under divine kingship descended into chaos. Wars erupted between rival city-states, each claiming divine favor, each desperate for survival. And in the end, nature triumphed. Famine, war, and despair drove the Maya from their shining cities into smaller villages, scattered through the jungles. Their empire collapsed, but their people did not vanish. The Maya never disappeared. Their descendants still live across Central America today, speaking dozens of dialects, preserving fragments of the old ways. The myth of a vanished civilization is just that, a myth. the Maya didn't die out. They adapted. They transformed. And in many ways, their story mirrors our own. But there's another layer to this mystery one that adds a strange twist to history. In 2018, researchers used advanced laser technology, called LiDAR, to peer through the dense jungle canopy. What they found stunned the world. Hidden beneath centuries of growth lay more than 60,000 previously unknown structures, roads, fortresses, farms, and entire cities stretching across thousands of square miles. The discovery revealed that the Maya civilization was far larger and more interconnected than anyone had ever imagined. We once believed the Maya to be scattered city-states, loosely connected by trade and culture. But this new evidence shows an intricate web of highways and fortifications, a massive, sophisticated network that rivaled the greatest civilizations of the ancient world. The Maya weren't isolated dreamers gazing at the stars. They were empire builders, engineers of staggering ambition. And yet, this vast system may have also been their undoing. The larger their cities grew, the more resources they consumed. The more they achieved, the more fragile their world became. Their brilliance created the very conditions that led to their collapse. Still, even as the classic period ended and the great cities crumbled, the Maya spirit endured. In the centuries that followed, new centers of power rose like Chichen Itza and Mayapan. Even as Spanish conquistadors arrived, armed with steel and disease, the Maya resisted. In remote regions of Guatemala, Maya kingdoms held out for decades after the fall of their neighbors. To this day, Maya traditions live unwoven into textiles, whispered in prayers, and carved into the faces of the people who still call the highlands home. The ancient calendar, misunderstood by modern myths about 2012 and the end of the world, wasn't a prophecy of destruction. It was a cycle of renewal, a reminder that every ending is also a beginning. Perhaps that's the greatest secret of all. The Maya never vanished because their story was never meant to end. It was meant to change, to flow, to evolve, just as the stars they once charted move endlessly across the heavens. So when we stand today among the ruins of Tikal or gaze upon the steps of Chichen Itza, we aren't looking at the remains of a lost world. We're standing inside a living legacy, a civilization that mastered time, built empires from jungle and stone, and proved that even in collapse, there can be rebirth. The forbidden world of the Maya isn't a story of disappearance. It is a story of endurance, of how knowledge, faith, and identity can survive the fall of kings and the silence of centuries. And perhaps, as we face our own struggles with the balance of nature and progress, the Maya still have one final lesson to teach us that every civilization, no matter how great, must learn to live in harmony with the world that sustains it. Because when the rains stop falling, the gods stop listening, and history has a way of repeating itself.